Hi, Lynn again, doing yet another BJDAddicts prompt. I guess I'm doing almost all of them in one day. I think this might be my last one for the day, though. This is prompt number 8, which is about BJD stereotypes and stigmas. It's kind of funny, interesting her going in the video. She mentioned many doll stereotypes, and I'm like, hey, I gotta have a dolls that fit all of those. Yeah, I have this a girly boy, and he is also gay. Most of my dolls are at least bi. It's not because I am trying to be popular or do what everyone else is doing. It's just the way I am and more interest because I myself am gay, and so I tend to relate more to gay characters. It actually wasn't intended that way. Diedrich here, he is definitely gay, but not my other dolls. I don't really think of having a sex. I mean, Lucifer is Lucifer. He's a demon. He likes anything that walks on two legs. So he's pretty much all sexual, and same with the other demons. And the angels don't know what sex is, so that's a little different. And I do have a plan for a girl doll that's going to be very sexual, and she's going to be kind of everything. So I don't have a problem with it. I must admit I tend to look more at the stories like that, but it is true there aren't as many straight doll characters out there. I think it's because a lot of the BJD owners tend to prefer things like that. I mean, there are some. I know plenty of friends who have actually straight dolls, believe it or not. I never intended this guy to be gay. He just kind of ended up that way. Sometimes, you know, your characters kind of write themselves. Other stereotypes out there, like I said, I have nothing against the girly boy, as long as you have the right mold for it. I do have a little issue with some people who put more masculine dolls and girl clothing when it doesn't really work well. I mean, it's funny, but if they're not intending it to be funny, then it's a little awkward. Let's see, vampires has done a lot. I have nothing against vampires. I like vampire characters, but I do see it a lot. I have no intention of doing it myself for that reason, because it just gets a little boring after a while, but I have no issue with it. In general, I really have no issue with doll character stereotypes. I think it's your doll, you can do whatever you want with it, whether people like it or not. So anything I say, don't take it offensively or have it change your mind. Like I said, you know, if people don't like it, just don't worry about it. A lot of people don't like my dolls or like my doll store. I do my own thing. I do it for my own enjoyment. I don't really care what people think. Let's see, any other stereotypes I can think of. I don't know. I mean, I've kind of been a hermit the last few years. I don't really look around that often, so I'm not sure what was popular nowadays. I've been in the hobby since like 2004, even though I didn't get my doll until 2006. I know a lot of people have been writing about the stereotypes against doll owners, which I guess I can go into. In fact, like, I mean, I know a lot of people are like, why do you spend this much money on a doll? It's just a toy. And I'm like, I must admit, I actually used to think that way too when I first heard about them. I only knew them as the really expensive dolls from Japan. Why would anyone want to spend that much money? They're pretty, but it was until when I started holding one, I was like, okay, now I get it and I want one, and then you kind of get used to it. I don't know, it's hard. I don't really know what to say to those people. But I mean, I guess in a way, it's like, you know, some people spend a lot of money on their cars. Some people spend a lot of money on sports games and going to events, and we spend it on dolls. I mean, everyone has their own little hobby. Of course, I actually spend probably more money on costumes than I do on dolls, but it's up there. Any other stereotypes that I can think of? And like I said, I don't really have issue with much. Oh, right, with doll owners. I do have an issue when people like to refer to their dolls as children. No one take offense to those who do this. I find it really creepy. I myself do not like children. They kick me out. So I will never refer to any of my dolls as my children. I hate when people do that. They're like, oh, you have such a pretty little son. And I'm like, don't call him that. It's my doll. He's not my son. Yeah, and I don't know, it just kind of creeps me out a little bit when people do that. I do, like, as far as popular, I notice a lot of the 70cm dolls have gotten a lot popular, and I mean, they're cool, just I don't have no desire to own one myself. They're just really too big for me. I have a hard time dealing with my 60 centimeter dolls. Well, I guess mine's were like 65, but it does kind of weird me out how I go to the doll meets and it's all like either 70 centimeters and 80 centimeters and then all the tinies and nothing in between. I am one of the few mini lovers I know of, even though I do have a lot more SD dolls. I like the mini size better. They're easier to carry around. I wish there was more love to them. I noticed that people don't tend to not pay attention to stories if it's just MSDs. It's a little sad. And I also think that the 80 centimeter dolls and even the few 90 centimeter dolls I've heard of, those freak me out a little bit. I think they're going a little too big. When you're getting to a doll that's like almost the size of a small toddler, I think that's too far. And I noticed that the bigger dolls seem to be getting popular lately, and I don't know, I just find them creepy. But I mean, if you like them, that's what you like, that's what you like, and I have nothing against that. So I guess that's about all I have to say. Kind of rambled there, sorry about that. But this is Lynn signing off. Bye.